Pronty is a game I've been looking forward to now for a long time. It's a Metroidvania with an underwater spin and a striking visual style, but with the promise of a unique combat and movement scheme, can it deliver? Well, that's what we're here to find out in today's review. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, let's get started. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing, helps the channel a huge amount, and if you can like the video as well, that goes a long way. In this tale, we follow the adventures of Pronty, a young warrior who resembles a fish and lives amongst humans in a future where we've migrated underwater. It's reminiscent of the legendary city of Atlantis. Now, despite our prosperity, our world is now threatened by mutated sea creatures, and Pronty is called upon to be the sole defender of our home. To aid in our mission, we are accompanied by Bront, a robotic Javelin, who serves as our guide and weapon. The plot is more intricate than anticipated, taking breaks to develop the narrative while introducing several unexpected plot twists. Overall, I enjoyed the story and found it to be a unique and captivating world with a likeable cast of characters. As mentioned earlier, Pronty is a Metroidvania game with a decently sized open map and several areas that can only be accessed after acquiring specific skills or attacks. Movement is critical to the gameplay experience, and thankfully, the 360-degree movement options, they feel smooth and responsive. The controls are relatively traditional, with movement assigned to the left stick, aiming to the right, special abilities to the left trigger, and attacks to the right trigger. It may take some time to get used to, but this is due to the game's design, which requires players to be prepared for attacks from any direction. One of the standout features of Pronty is its unique weapon design, which involves the robotic Javelin and Bront. Rather than using traditional melee attacks or guns, Bront can attack in any direction the player chooses or within a circle radius displayed on the screen. This can sometimes be tiring on the hands, as players must rapidly press the right trigger while keeping an eye on their surroundings. It also can make it quite difficult at times to aim while you are tapping away at the trigger. Additionally, Bront can deliver powerful strikes and set up defensive barriers simply by holding down the trigger. However, the system is not without its additional flaws. There were instances when Bront overshot enemies or got lost in the environment, which could be frustrating and sometimes even led me to my death. While players can call Bront back to their side by tapping the top left trigger, there were occasions when this did not work due to Bront being trapped behind a doorway or other obstacle. Pronty then has 4 special abilities that players can unlock gradually throughout the game. These include a dash with invincibility frames, the ability to shrink to a microscopic size, a powerful push ability, and the option to teleport Pronty to Bront using electrical energy. Bront also receives power-ups that enhances attacks, allowing players to take down barriers and other obstacles. Additionally, players can level up both Pronty and Bront using a traditional system by collecting vials of red and blue liquid. Once we collect up 3 vials, players can improve their character's health, stamina, damage, or heat. Stamina is linked to special abilities, while the heat system, it's activated when players overuse Bront's abilities. While it didn't impact me much on normal difficulty, it features heavily on the harder settings. It's also worth noting that Pronty offers 4 difficulty options, including the option to make yourself completely invincible. This means that players of all abilities can come and enjoy the game. Our final character option, that is Pronty's memory board, we collect these around the world or even purchase them, and they add a slew of abilities. Think the ability to see enemy health bars or additional electrical damage. It's relatively basic with 10 slots to unlock by the end game, but it does mean you can somewhat shape Pronty to your playstyle, which was definitely a nice touch. Progression in the game world then is entertaining. It's part relying on your curiosity, part led by a central map that gives you clues to that next objective. The game does feature a map system that can quickly be accessed, but it doesn't give you this information. Thankfully, a quick travel option makes it a painless design decision, and you'll be able to unlock these at each of the different save points. The world is packed then with environmental puzzles, though rarely challenging, more navigation based, and we will come across robotic residents where you can purchase upgrades and even have basic conversations to continue building upon the story. We can also rest them, which recovers our health, and we can carry some health packs attached to the X button, and they will absolutely become essential. Finally, Pronty offers a wide variety of enemies with unique attacks, some of which overwhelm in large numbers, others explode, some hide in the shadows, even some that electrocute you in place. The game constantly keeps you on your toes with different surprises, and then the boss encounters are a particular highlight, often filling the screen and demanding the use of special abilities. These bosses though are often the key to unlocking that next special ability as well, so you definitely have to face them sooner or later. The main story then takes roughly 7 hours to complete, but that doesn't require 100% map completion or taking down all bosses. There are also secrets to uncover and reasons to go back, including multiple endings that add to the game's replay value. Overall, for gameplay, I've had fun with Pronty. While it was a bit shorter than I anticipated and there were some issues with Bront's reactions, the world and the boss encounters, they kept me engaged. The upgrade options then were basic but satisfying, allowing me to customize Pronty and Bront to fit my playstyle, and generally I do think it is a successful take at the Metroidvania genre. Visually, Pronty is a stunning game that gives me an air of Studio Ghibli's animation style. Pronty and Bront's animation is just fantastic. Love the movement. Additionally, players though can unlock skins for Pronty, including an exclusive Switch one, though I will say for the video today, I did stick with the classic. The enemies then are particularly striking, resembling recognizable aquatic life forms, but of course with a dangerous twist. The level design is also impressive with various biomes, just showcasing the heights of society and of course new dangers. That said though, visually there are a few issues that detract from the overall experience. Bront can be easy to lose track of in more complex scenarios, just makes it difficult to take full advantage of his abilities. Additionally, the resolution downgrade in handheld mode, it can be quite noticeable, especially when the camera pulls back or when you shrink our character in size. It can be just challenging to identify your location on that smaller screen. Despite these minor issues though, the creativity on display in Pronty's visual design is still impressive. Audio then is fine. The soundtrack has a few nice pieces, though I will admit it can be largely generic feeling, but the sound effects here are solid. Weapons sound good, each location sounds a little different, reinforcing the tone of that area that they are aiming for, and they've done a good job in capturing that sense of being underwater. There's a few brief moments of voice acting as well, but mostly this one it is subtitles only. Overall, Pronty provides a unique take on the Metroidvania genre, offering freedom of movement and satisfying enemy variety and locations. While it may not bring anything new to the table, the game mostly succeeds in delivering an enjoyable experience. However, there are some drawbacks, such as awkward moments with Bront getting lost or stuck, and a shorter playtime than expected. Nevertheless, there are reasons to revisit the game, including multiple endings and the ability then to shape Pronty and Bront to different playstyles. Overall, I had fun even with its shortcomings, and it's a good 7 out of 10 from me. Now, will you be checking out Pronty? Let me know in the comments. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.